Is the screen visible to you? Are you all able to see the screen that's shared?
Yes.
Okay. Who else is coming? Okay. Acha. Then now you are. Only mobile is what we do for the group. Hi, Manya.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Karmanya. Good morning, Nishi.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning to you who's in classroom 8. I don't know your name. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Aditya.
Aditya. Okay. You're not able to see the screen that I have shared here?
Yes, ma'am.
So, weren't you all given some assignment last week? Was there some assignment given? And have you all done it? Finding new words with synonyms done? Huh? Not read, written. You were supposed to write it. That's the only way, see, in which you can improve your vocabulary and your language skills. What about you? Okay, so tell me which words. Tell me the new words, both of you all that you all read. So it was like the word along with synonyms. So tell me. Even you all, what about those online? Have you all written?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One of y'all. Rest of you. Okay, Aditya, read the words. Sorry, you said something?
Not started yet.
Okay, you better get started at it now. Okay, because it's not that this is just with respect to your exams. Yes, it is. But then even on the whole, with respect to improving your language skills, it is required. So let it not be a weekly process or a monthly process, or just not that you should do it just when you have your classes on. Okay. Aditya, which are the words that you wrote?
There was an exercise to finish, right? There was a practice exercise, 2 practice exercises given. That was the homework.
Yeah, but there was also one assignment where you needed to, on a regular basis, find new words and write the synonyms and antonyms for that.
So I got 6 words.
Yeah.
Presentimo, that means foreboding.
Hmm.
Obsequious means insincere.
Hmm.
Saturnine means gloomy.
Okay.
Proctor means monitor, and deferential means respectful.
Differential.
Deferential. Deference.
Okay. Okay. Now, another way of taking your language skills further. Okay, this is a suggestion which all of you all could follow. Sometimes it happens that words are difficult to remember, right? You've written the words, but then it's difficult to apply that in real life. So what you all could do is something called word web. Suppose you have found out, say 5 words. Okay, we won't get too ambitious about things. If you found out 5 new words, okay, so you have word A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so what you do is just write one paragraph which uses all these words. No need to write a long essay also. Write a small, maybe around 100 to 120 words. Okay, and include that in your paragraph. So the next time you will realize that you are actually using it either in your speech or in your writing. You all got it here, those online?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now next week, we expect everyone to bring those words, okay? At least 5 words, and try doing the word web. If you tell me, yes, ma'am, I've done the word web also, that's a bonus. I'll be happy. Okay, and it's going to help you. So try that. At least once or twice you try doing this, and I'm sure it's going to help. Okay. So we'll start with the first part, where we'll be talking about basically about grammar concepts. So what are the various parts of speech before we start with anything? What are the various parts of speech?
Subject and predicate.
No.
Noun,
Noun,
pronoun,
pronoun,
adverb,
yeah.
verb.
Right. Karmanya and Manya. Correct. So what are the various parts of speech? This is like you can say the ABC of grammar. Don't confuse it with figures of speech. What are figures of speech?
Literary devices.
Yes, literary devices, where you talk about alliteration or personification or a metaphor and all of those. So what are the parts of speech? Can you all name them? Noun,
Pronoun,
pronoun. Okay, I categorize these into 3. Okay, so it's easy for you all to remember. Yeah, you said prepositions. Okay. Okay, adjectives. Adverbs. Verbs. Conjunctions. No. What else? One more we missed out on. Which one is that?
articles,
Interjections.
interject,
Interjections are exclamations, exclamatory sentences or words. So noun, what is a noun? We'll just brush through it. What is a noun? Yes, anything that defines a name, place, animal, thing, proper noun, common noun, collective noun, abstract, etc. Then you also have countable nouns, uncountable nouns. Abstract, concrete. Concrete are what? Those that can be touched. Abstract are feelings, emotions, which you cannot touch, you can feel them. What is a pronoun? Such as he, she, it, they, then words that are used. Like we need not repeat the same name again and again. Adjectives. Quality of a noun. Some word that describes a noun. For example, beautiful girl. So the girl is the noun and beautiful is the word, the adjective that defines it. Verb, action verbs. Those online, you all can also contribute and speak. Don't worry. So anytime, just unmute yourself and speak. You could, if there's no disturbance around, you all could even keep yourself unmuted so that you can speak at any time and you're not heard. Okay, is there disturbance around where you all are?
No, not really.
So verbs are action verbs. For example, writing, studying, playing, this, that. Okay. Adverbs describe them. Like past what? Past is what? Okay. Okay. Past. Dancing gracefully. Or running slowly. Hey, he's dancing. She is dancing gracefully. So how is she dancing? That is describing the verb. Adjective कैसे होगा? You have say he is wearing a shirt. So he is wearing a yellow shirt. So that yellow is the word describing the shirt. So that's an adjective. Clear हो गया क्या? Oh. Then prepositions. Position. The answer is in the word itself. Preposition, telling you the position of something. Like beneath, above, below, under, beside, etc. Conjunctions. Right. Words that join two sentences, and, but, so, etc. Two sentences or two words. I had dal and rice. So that again there's a conjunction. It doesn't join the sentence, but it joins those two words together. Interjections. Yeah. Wow, alas, hooray, exclamatory sentences and words. Okay. Understood this, guys?
Yes.
Now there are various other things that we'll be doing. So there are things like tenses, active, passive, direct, indirect speech, then finite, non-finite verbs, transitive, intransitive, objects. That's direct and indirect again. Tenses, are you all aware of that? Tense means. No, now don't write. Because this is just a brush up. When we are taking up tenses in particular, today we'll be doing more of subject verb agreement. So when I need you to write, I'll tell you. This is just like you can say warm up and introduction. So tenses are what? Past, present, future. What is the? Okay, we'll take one verb. Just one. Let me see how much you all know. One verb. Sing. Okay. Manya. Simple past of sing. Present continuous of sing.
Singing.
Okay, but present. So your singing tells that it is continuous, but it's supposed to be present. So which word you'll need to add?
Like she is singing.
So is singing, right? So if it was past, you would have said was singing, right? Okay. What about active passive? I have done the work. The work has been done by me. So you're changing the subject object order. Direct indirect speech is what? Yes. Direct speech is as spoken by the speaker. And indirect is when you are transforming it. Like, for example, give an example, any of you. Like when a third person speaks. Okay, ma'am asked us to bring our notebooks. The next. Right. So that is indirect speech. What would be the direct speech for that, Nishi? Ma'am asked us to bring our notebooks the next day. What will be the direct speech?
We were asked by ma'am to bring our notebooks the next day.
No, this is in indirect speech. Ma'am asked us to bring our notebooks the next day. This is indirect speech. So when you're giving a sentence in direct speech, you would put the quotes.
Okay. We have to bring our notebooks the
Like-
next day.
Yeah. So what would it be here? Anyone? Ma'am said. Okay, fine. Or bring your notebooks tomorrow. The next day would change to tomorrow. Finite, non-finite verbs. Transitive, intransitive verbs. Objects. And indirect. So direct object tells you what? I got, my mother gifted me a book. Okay. Gifted what? Book. So book is the direct object. Gifted whom? Me. So me is the indirect. We will get into further details as and when we take up those topics. Okay, now you'll look into the resource books. The first part. That is, you people, those who are online, have your hard copies with you of the book?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Ma'am will be receiving by next Saturday.
Okay. Manya, even you?
Yeah, ma'am, I'll also receive it by next Saturday.
Okay, no problem. So as of now, it's being shared, so don't worry about it not being with you. Here, we'll start with this. Okay. Girls, why don't you all come this way? It'll be easier for me also to. Is that you're not able to see the board, you know, the screen? Okay. Pencils हाथ में रखो. So in case there's anything you need to mark, underline, it's accessible. Okay. So the first part, studying grammar rules. Noun. Seemingly the simplest part of speech, nouns are crucial to identifying similar kinds of things. So you have proper noun, specific names of persons, things, places, or even days of the week, months of the year, proper nouns. Common nouns, TV series, cars, student, etc. Abstract, emotions, feelings, happiness, wisdom, childhood, etc. Collective, when you're referring to something as a group. Crowd, flock, herd. What other examples can you all give? Pride of lions, pack of wolves, or gaggle of geese, flock of birds, bunch of geese. Or क्या?
Fleet of cars.
Sorry?
Fleet of vehicles or cars.
Yeah, okay. Fleet of vehicles. So these are all collective nouns. Countable and uncountable. Countable are what you can count. Book, kitten, brother, etc. What you can count as 1, 2, 3. Right? What you cannot count. Oil, milk, sugar. You cannot count them as 1 oil, 1 sugar. It would be 1 kg of sugar, right? So, but by itself, it is uncountable. There is a list of most commonly counted uncountables. So write those down. If you have the textbook at the bottom, you have place here. On the same page, you could write it over there. So the singular and plural for both of for these are the same. Most commonly counted uncounted. Are you all able to see clearly what I'm writing? Those online? दिख रहा है? Okay. Right. So research evidence work anger begins. Oxygen.
Ma'am, wouldn't anger be considered as an abstract noun?
Yes, but they are uncountable. It is abstract but uncountable. Like the singular and plural of all of these would be the same. You won't say research, researches, work, works. Any abstract nouns. Yes, yes. So your words have written feelings. So if it's anger or if it's happinesses, happiness, it's not going to be happinesses. It's going to be happiness or oxygen, any type of gas for that matter. Then you have milk or any kind of liquids. Here you may even have anger or, wait, I'll write it separately here. Chaos. Okay. Chaos is what? Abstract idea. Sand. or rice. This is powder or grains. Then you have furniture. Collective. Then you have rain or snow. Okay. So these are natural phenomena. Then you have childhood, states of being.
And what about hair?
Hair, that will also, what do you think it will be?
It's
What will hair be?
uncountable.
Right, hair will be uncountable because you are not going to say one hair, two hair, right? So basically you just think of whether you could have said one of that particular noun or two of that particular noun, you will get the answer. Okay, then pronouns. What are pronouns? Words that are used instead of a noun. So pronouns can act as replacement for nouns. They are a way to avoid the repetition of nouns, right? They are young, personal pronoun. What was that noise? So underline those particular words, even though they are they have been made in bold, written in bold, just underline. No, italics, not bold. So just underline. So demonstrative. What was that noise? So this, that, these, those demonstratives. One must not boast of one's own success. So one's over here, indefinite pronoun. Indefinite, why? Because you're not specific about whom you're talking with respect to in such a case. So that's why it is known as an indefinite pronoun. I have found the pen which I had lost. So which here is a relative pronoun. Why is it a relative pronoun? Because it is giving the location that the pen. Correct. Correct. It's giving you the relation. It is related to which noun? Pen. It's referring back to the pen. The bag is theirs, possessive. The bag is whose? Whom does it belong to? To possess something means to something that belongs to you. So possess. The horse hurt itself. So the horse hurt itself. Whom did it hurt? Itself. So you're referring to the horse. So itself, myself, themselves. These are all reflexive pronouns. Then verb. Clear here, this part? Pronouns part is clear? Then verb. Verb is the most important part of speech, something without which a sentence cannot exist. It cannot have a sentence without a verb. It is the doing verb, right? In other words, words express an action or the state of being. The state that a person is in, state of being. He missed the exam. Here miss describes the action. The student sleeps. Sleeps describes the state. What state is the person in now? She is going to England. Now here, transitive, intransitive. Further, there are three basic types of verbs: transitive, intransitive, and helping verbs. In the above example, missed is a transitive verb. Missed. Example 2, sleep is an intransitive verb. What is intransitive and intransitive? Transitive and intransitive. Basically, it is a verb which is used transitively or intransitively. Transitive का actual meaning क्या है? Passing over. To pass over. To pass over to something. And intransitive is not to pass over. Now, in those sentences where you have an object, those are transitive sentences. So we'll take the same example. He missed the exam. He missed is your verb, the exam. So he missed, it's going from he to missed. Missed what? The exam. So the exam is the object. What type of object is it? Direct or indirect? Direct object. For direct object, you ask the question. For direct object, you ask the question, what? And for indirect object, you ask the question, whom? So in this case, you got the object. So when the sentence has an object, then it means that it is transitive, or not, rather not the sentence, it is the verb which has been used transitively. The second example we'll take here, the student sleeps. What's the sentence? The student sleeps. So basically here, this was the subject, right? This was the subject, and if you're dividing it into subject and predicate, what will it be? This entire thing will be this side will be the subject, and verb and the remaining part would have been the predicate. Now in this case, the student sleeps. The student is the subject. Sleeps is the predicate, and it is also the verb, correct? Now in this, is there anything else? The student sleeps what? Right? So there is no object here. So that is why in this case, this verb has been used intransitively. So it is not the sentence again which is intransitive. The verb has been used intransitively. Okay. And don't worry about this, because again, when we do active passive voice, we'll again take this up. Because why this is again why objects or why transitive, intransitive are related to direct active passive voice. Can you all think? Exactly. We change the place of the subject in case of active passive voice. Whereas over here, can we do it? No. So intransitive verbs or sentences like that, we cannot change it to the passive voice. We cannot change the word. You can't say sleeps the student, right? Here in this case, what will you say? He missed the exam. The exam, right? The exam was missed by him. Okay, so what is transitive? Intransitive. Transitive means passing over. You will have an object. For finding the object, direct object, ask the question what to the verb. Indirect object, ask the question whom. Intransitive, there is no object. So the verb has been used intransitive.
Ma'am, had it been the student sleeps in his bed, then it would have been a transitive sentence.
If it was the student sleeps in his bed, it would have been intransitive.
Okay.
The student, I'll tell you. The student sleeps in his bed, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Okay. Within that space. Okay. So now, why this would have been intransitive? Because the student sleeps. What are the questions that we need to ask? Manya,
Yes, ma'am.
right? We'll ask what and whom. But
Right.
here, what is this? The student sleeps what? The student sleeps whom? It's the student sleeps where.
Okay. Right.
Even if you take another test of the same sentence and try to change it into passive voice, the student sleeps in his bed. Are you able to change it? Will you say in his bed the student sleeps? Nahi na,
No.
correct? So
Right.
that again proves that this is intransitive. So the only things that you need to ask is what or whom.
Okay. So it's
Okay.
independent of the sentence that we're forming, right?
Right.
Okay.
And even one more thing, we'll come to those details in when we do active passive. Okay.
Okay.
It will be like too much of a bombardment for y'all in one day. Okay. So transitive, intransitive, and helping verbs. So in the above example, missed is a transitive verb. Aditya, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Example 2, sleep is an intransitive verb. Example 3 is she is going. Is a helping verb, while going is the main or the action verb, that is go. Another special thing about verbs is that they can take an implied subject without actually stating it. Move, stop, implied subject without stating it. What does this mean? Example, move and stop. What is the meaning? But here it acts as an individual sentence. It is an exclamation. But here,
It's
huh?
an imperative form.
Exactly, imperative form, implied subject. Implied subject means what? We are assuming. Like we are not saying you move. That's the same case as we said in imperative sentences. What is an imperative sentences? Bring me a glass of water. Any command, request, order. Shut the door. So again, in sentences like that, which are imperative, your subject is implied. Means it's supposed to mean that you shut the door or you bring me a glass of water, but the you is not mentioned, the subject is not mentioned. Okay, so putting it in other ways, verbs form an essential part of our life. We cannot do without verbs. Then using the correct pronoun. We, you, he, she, it, they are pronouns that represent the subject in a sentence, while me, you, him, her, it, them are pronouns that represent the object. I gave the packet to him. She gave a rose to me. So which is the subject in the second sentence? She. And which is the object? Me.
Rose.
Whom. Correct? We are faster than they are fast gets shortened to we are faster than they. We are faster than them would be incorrect because the actual thing is we are faster than they are fast. So it gets reduced to they. Use of who, which, that. Who refers to people and which and that typically refer to things or groups. What is it? Who refers to people and that which and that that and which refer to things or groups. Saina is the sports person who has made India proud. Here who refers to Saina. We won't say which has made or that has made. The fifth match which was played at Delhi got her the number 1 rank. So which here refers to the match. Use of who and whom. If the pronoun is to be used for the subject, use who. And if it's to be used as an object, write whom. Who is going to the party? So here who is referred is the subject, right? Who is going to the party? You can't say whom is going to the party. Whom are you? The other sentence is whom are you taking to the party? That means you are taking whom. But obviously you won't say you are taking whom. That will be grammatically wrong. This is just to make you understand. So you will say, whom are you taking to the party? We all know who or whom started the trouble. In this sentence has 2 clauses. We all know and who started the trouble. Clauses are what? Clauses and phrases.
Short incomplete sentences.
Yes.
Incomplete sentences.
Okay. And what are incomplete sentences?
Like the book is, or I was doing something, like something is not complete. Does not make logical sense
So
alone.
that is what? That's a phrase or a clause?
It is a phrase.
And what is a clause? What is the main difference?
Clauses are divided into 2 parts. There is a main clause which contains the subject, and there is a second clause can be an adverb clause or a noun clause or a pronoun clause.
No. So what is the main difference between a clause and a phrase?
I think clause makes sense on its own.
Yes, clause makes more sense. Okay, and a clause has a subject and a verb. Whereas a phrase will not have a subject and a verb. Right? Okay, so here in this case, as we were doing one. So this has 2 clauses. We all know and who started the trouble. In this case, like now since we are talking about clause and a phrase, so we all know. So why these 2 can be termed as clauses? Because we all know. So subject is we. Know is the verb. Who started the trouble? So who is the subject and started is the verb. So coming back to who and whom, we all know and who started the trouble. So these are the 2 clauses. Hence, who rather than whom is correct. Right? So we all know who started the trouble. Then use of each other and one another. When do we say each other and when do we say one another? Each other refers to two items, while one other refers to more than two. Or people. If you have two people, each other. If you have more than two people, one another. At the campus, I came across my colleague and we complimented each other. So what is this each other means? He and his colleague complimented each other. The guests at the party knew one another because there were many guests at the party. They all knew one another. The scientists at the conference were exchanging ideas with each other. What do we mean when we say this? Yes, there were only and his colleague, his friend scientist. So each other means two people. One and you. One and you. If the sentence has the pronoun one or you in the first half of the sentence, make sure to repeat it in the latter half. If you run 5 miles every day, you will become fit. So here in the first part, you has been used. So in the second part also, you will use you only. Here, if one goes to the movies, one will likely spend more than $10. So one has been used here, one you will use in the second part of the sentence also. Then remember, either, neither, each are singular. Words ending in one, like someone, in body, or you can say somebody, nobody, and thing, something, nothing, they are also singular. A collective noun is singular if the group acts as one unit. Again, we will be taking this when we do our subject verb agreement. So as one unit, plural if the members of the group act as individuals. Okay, means if they're collectively taking a decision, so it will be singular. Whereas if it's say a jury, the jury was divided in their opinions, which means they were not together. Each one had his own opinion. Okay, so then in that case, we use the plural. Pronoun agreement. Those online, samajh rahe hain? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Pronoun agreement. A pronoun must agree with the noun it represents in terms of person, number, and gender. Plural nouns require plural pronoun. Singular nouns require singular pronouns. So people, he or she singular, plural will be they. People possessive, his or her, plural will be theirs. Thing, it, plural, they. Things, possessive, its. Not it apostrophe is. This is very important, okay? Don't make such mistakes. So if you have, what is the difference between IT and what is the difference between IT apostrophe S? It is. Yes, this stands for it is. So whenever you want to say it is, you will use the apostrophe. And when you want to use the possessive form, this is the possessive form, that time you will say it or ITS. Like the dog wagged its tail. So here we will not use this form. If we use this, we are saying the dog wagged its tail, which is wrong. Whatever. So we want to say the dog wagged its without the apostrophe. So when people travel, we must be careful. This is incorrect. When people travel, they must be careful. When one travels, He must be careful. Wrong. When one travels, one must be careful. Correct. Okay, आपके subject verb agreement I need to share that with you all. Okay, those online, has the screen changed for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, good. What time is this class? 30? Okay, so these are the subject verb agreement rules. Many of them, and some of them actually might be confusing for you all at times. So now I hope all your discrepancies will be clear. So, here, rule 1. The same things you have in your textbook also, but might be in a different order. Thoda kuch. That's only. So, rule 1. A subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. This is a key rule for understanding subjects. The word of is the culprit in many, perhaps most subject verb mistakes. A bouquet of roses lend color and fragrance to the room. Correct? A bouquet of yellow roses lends color. Why is there might be some confusion here? Because you have roses, which is plural, and you also have bouquet. But you have to see what is it that we are talking about. Are we talking about individual roses or are we talking about a bouquet? What are we talking about? A bouquet. So a bouquet lends color. Singular subject will take a singular verb and a plural subject will take a plural verb. So a bouquet. This is what? Singular. And lends. This is what? This verb is a singular or a plural verb. This is a singular verb. Where verbs are concerned, no, it works the opposite. Like if it was a plural noun, then we would have added an S, no? But where verbs are concerned, it works the other way around. So this is a singular verb. Okay? So understood this part? Then two singular subjects connected by or, either or, neither nor, require a singular verb. My aunt or my uncle is singular verb. Is arriving by train today. Neither Joanne nor Carmen is available. Singular. Either Kiana or Casey is helping today with stage decorations. This is still okay to understand because here we are talking ya ye person, ya wo person, and both are singular. Either this or that. So singular. Okay. So my aunt or my uncle, any one of them. So two singular subjects, both of these aunt, uncle, Juan, Carmen, these subjects have to be singular. And two singular subjects connected by either or, neither nor, or will take a singular subject, a singular verb. Then the verb in and or, either or neither nor sentences agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. See now, neither the plates nor the serving bowl goes on that shelf. Noun or pronoun closest to it. So, which is a noun or pronoun? There's one which is plural here, and there's one which is singular. Which is the one that is closest in the first sentence?
Bowl.
Bowl. So that is singular. So you should not let yourself get confused with the rest of the things. You just think if it was instead of all this, had it been the, so had it been the bowl, what would you have said? The bowl goes on that shelf, or would you have said the bowl go on that shelf? You would have said the bowl goes on that shelf. So it will take the verb will be of the form of the noun which is closest to it. Second sentence, neither the serving bowl nor the plates. Now it's the other way around. You have a plural noun close to it. So if you ignore all this, what would you have said? The plates go on that shelf or goes on that shelf? The plates go on that shelf. So in case of either or, neither nor, what happens is the verb will take the form of the noun which is nearest to it. Okay, did you all get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, use a plural verb with two or more subjects when they are connected by and. A car and a bike. This is again simple, easy to understand, easy to remember. So don't get confused here. A car and a bike, because we are talking about both the things, more than one. So a car and a bike are my means of transportation. So we'll use the word are. Satish and his sister have, because both of them, Satish and his sister, have gone. So plural form. My friend and his father are meeting us tomorrow. But these are exceptions. Note these exceptions. Breaking and entering is against the law, because that's kind of one single rule that we are talking about. Breaking and entering. Breaking against rules. So breaking and entering is against the law. The bed and breakfast was charming. So here it's treated as one single unit. So that's why is. In those sentences, breaking, entering, bed and breakfast are compound nouns. So they are treated as one. So they will take singular verbs. Rule 5A. Sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by such words as along with, as well as, besides, not, etc. These words and phrases are not part of the subject. So ignore them and use a singular verb when the subject is singular. The politician, along with the newsman. So don't let yourself get confused with this newsman, which is plural. You have to see this part. Ignore this. So if it was the politician, is expected shortly, or the politician are expected shortly? Is expected. Excitement as well as nervousness is the cause of her shaking. So as well as ignore. So when you have words like along with, as well as, besides, not, etc., then it will take a singular verb. Hmm? Then parentheses are not part of the subject. Parentheses means the bracket. Hmm? So Joe, and in brackets it's given, and his tasty and his trusty mutt. Mutt is the dog. Was always welcome. So it won't be were, because Joe is one. So we have to ignore the parenthesis part. Okay, breaks. After this, we'll take the break. Okay, we'll cross start this. In sentences beginning with here or there, the true subject follows the verb. There are 4 hurdles to jump. Which is the subject, which is the true subject we are talking about here in the first sentence? This. Hurdles. Because the sentence is starting with there. So the subject is coming after the verb. So there are 4 hurdles. There is a high hurdle. Because it is so singular hurdle. There is no chair. There are no chairs. Next one we'll do after the break. Okay, guys, we'll take a break now and be back after 5 minutes. Where is that? Okay, take your break. Okay, we are back. Yeah. In your phone. Okay, put your videos on. Aditya, Karmanya, Adesh, Manya, Nishi, Pritha. You online. Hmm? Online is difficult to connect. Okay. So we come to this rule number 7. Use a singular verb with distances, periods of time, sums of money, etc. when considered as a unit. So 3 miles is too far to walk. So here 3 miles, although miles is plural, you will use a singular verb with it because we are referring to it as a distance. So that much distance is too much. 5 years is the maximum sentence for that offense. $10 is a high price to pay. But see this sentence, $10, that is dollar bills or dollar notes. Here we will say were scattered because here we are talking individually about those notes. So it will be as per the whatever it is meant in the sentence, but most of the times you will see it is a singular. Then, with words that indicate portions, with words that indicate portions, example, a lot, a majority, some, all, we are guided by the noun after of. If the noun after of is singular, use a singular verb. If it's plural, use a plural verb, like this. A lot of the pie. So pie is singular. So has disappeared. A lot of the pies have. Pies is plural. So have disappeared. A third of the city is unemployed. A third of the people are unemployed. Because here we spoke about the city. And here we are speaking about the people. What is a singular of people? Person. So people are unemployed. All of the pie is. All of the pies are. Some of the pie is. Some of the pies are. Simple. Then, with collective nouns, such as group, jury, family, audience, population, the verb might be singular or plural depending on the writer's intent. A collective noun such as jury, committee, family, etc. takes a singular verb when it's considered as one unit, but when it's regarded as individuals, they are considered to be plural. The jury is about to give its decision. So here why is has been used. Here why can't we say the jury are about? Exactly. The jury is collectively. Each one will have their own opinion, but then at the end of it, they will collectively have a consensus and take a decision. So is. The jury are divided in their opinion. यहाँ पे क्यों are use किया है? Divided. Yeah, they are divided. Yes, it's divided. It's not. They are not taking any kind of collective decision. So each one is individually having their own opinion. The committee is meeting tomorrow. The committee have decided to raise the membership. So here individually they decided, they spoke, they discussed, and they decided. Our family has decided to visit Shimla this summer. The family now live in London.
I had a doubt.
Yes.
In the committee one, why can't it be the committee has decided to raise the membership fee?
Here actually in this sentence, you're talking about this third last one, no?
Yes.
Here actually you could even have said the committee has decided. Even I feel here it wouldn't be wrong because they might have discussed and then collectively they've come to that consensus, they've decided. Okay. Had it been committee members, then we could have still tended more towards have. Okay. Then the word were replaces was in sentences that express a wish. So any time you express a wish, you will always say were. Example, if Joe were here, you would be sorry. Means something that you wish, something that is not, but you would wish. I wish it were Friday. So, or if I were you, this is what I would have done. Normally, we tend to say if I was you, if I was in your place, right? So, for such cases, we will use the word were. Then, one of plus plural noun. When the subject consists of one of plus plural noun, the verb is singular. One of the girls. So one of plus a plural noun like girls, students, or birds. You will take a singular verb. Why? This is simple, logical, understandable. You're saying one of the girls. So there are many girls, and out of that, you're talking about one singular girl. One of the students, there were many students, but you're talking about one. One of the students was talking. So this seems clear, but very often when we talk, we tend to make that mistake. We tend to say one of the students were talking. Many people tend to say that because of this students that you see or the birds. You see the singular, the plural word, and then you tend to use a plural with it. So that's known as an error of proximity that very often we do. What we see next to the verb, we tend to use the same form of that word. So that's something we have to avoid. Then, long subject. When a clause or a long group of words is the subject, we have to be careful to make the verb agree with the subject. The chairs, which I bought yesterday, because the subject is long, so you might lose on your focus when you have to use the verb. So these things may go wrong. The chairs which I bought yesterday are very costly. Why? We are talking about two or more chairs. The woman whom I met in the market was, because we are talking about yes.
In this sentence, what will be the subject? The woman whom I met in the market. This whole thing will be the subject.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So that's why you don't have to allow yourself to get confused with this. Whom I met in the market. The main subject is the woman, right? But then if you had to divide it into subject and predicate, what would you have done? Was my friend. Subject would have been the woman whom I met in the market. Was my friend would be the predicate. So here this entire thing, let it not confuse you. So just be focused on your main subject. Okay? Aditya had asked, no, now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then plural names. Title of a book, the name of a house or a hotel. Adesh, why is your video off? Adesh, Pritha.
Actually, my connection is weak today. That night.
Connection is weak. So are you able to hear what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, so just try to restore the connection and come put your video on so that I can connect better. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
And Preetha, why is your video off? Oh, Preetha, I can't even hear you. You're muted and your video is off. Yes, Preetha, could you speak? Preetha, you can't be heard, you can't be seen. There's a chat. There is what? Chat. I Okay. Next week, I hope you'll be fine and with your video on. Preetha, get well soon. Okay. So, plural names. Title of a book, name of a house or a hotel, which has a plural name. They will still take a singular verb. For example, the Arabian Nights has interesting stories because it's one book. The name sounds plural, but what are we talking about that one book? The Hotel Brewers is a 5-star hotel. Brewer seems plural. So ध्यान देना है और वो गलती नहीं करना है. Because you might see nights, you might see plurals and tend to write a plural form. Don't do that. Then, plural nouns with singular meaning. Nouns which are in plural form but singular in meaning usually take a singular verb like mathematics, economics, measles, news. Mathematics is not an easy subject. Economics is a dull subject. Measles is an infectious disease. The latest news is that the criminal has been arrested. Whereas if we were to say the latest news headlines, what would we have said? Are. Because there we would be talking about headlines. So the latest news headlines are. But the latest news is. Collective nouns like group, crowd, flock, regiment, etc. are generally followed by a singular verb. A group of boys was playing in the ground. A crowd of people rushes into the hall. A regiment of soldiers was marching. Singular. Class nouns such as food, furniture, clothing, etc. again take a singular verb. This furniture. Furniture is again a collective noun for chairs and tables. Furniture. This imported cutlery is very costly. Cutlery means your knives, forks, spoons, all that is used. That's cutlery. His clothing consists of a bulletproof jacket. Okay, so consists is singular or plural? Yes. Singular, plural?
Singular.
Correct. Singular, plural. Singular. Okay. Then some nouns which appear to be plural in form when preceded by a pair of, take singular verb. Shoes, scissors, trousers. A pair of scissors was taken out of the drawer. A pair of trousers was washed. Because here it is plural, but what are we talking about? A single pair. A pair of shoes was bought. No, you won't say a pair of shoes were bought because he had bought a pair, one pair. But when these nouns are used without a pair of, they take a plural form. When you're saying his shoes without using the word a pair, his shoes have worn out. My scissors do not cut pair. So when you are not using the word a pair, you will use the plural form. And when you are using a pair, then you will use the singular form. Okay, and also if it's scissors, we don't say my scissor. If one, even if it's one, we will still say scissors. If it's specs, so I won't say my spectacle is broken. What will I say? My spectacles are broken. Then, when some nouns are regarded as one unit, they take a singular verb. Bread and butter is a wholesome food. So here it's taken as one single unit. Brick and stone is lying scattered all over the place. So is time and tide waits for none. Singular unit. The novelist and poet is dead. Singular. हाँ? अभी इसमें थोड़ा confusion हो जाता है. Suppose you had the novelist and the poet. Okay. When you don't have a the over there, it means we are talking about one person. But if it was the novelist and the poet, then it means we are talking about two different people. Then it would be are. So here the novelist and poet means the same person is a novelist and he also is a poet. A singular verb is used with singular pronouns. Example, each, either, neither, anyone. Each of the boys was given a prize. Neither of the students was absent. Everybody has. Okay, so singular. We won't say everybody have. Everybody has. Neither of the students were nahi. Neither of the students was. Each of the boys were nahi bolenge. Each of the boys was. Each of them was. Okay. So if you want to, if this gets a bit confusing and you want to remember easily, just think of these lines. Think of each was. So easy padega. Each mein jo bhi hoga, it won't matter later. You can see. So each was, neither was. Because these are mistakes that tend to happen quite commonly. कुछ है जो काफी clear है, like collecting nouns and properties. You might tend to make mistakes, so be careful. When two or more subjects are connected by nor or, the verb is used according to the number or noun nearest to it. So neither she nor her sisters. So which is the noun nearest? Sisters. Here, which is the noun that is nearest or pronoun nearest? He. You have two. Here you have she and you have sisters. In the second sentence, you have they and you have he. So in such cases, just leave this out. Let it not confuse you. So the first part you just leave it. So her sisters. What would you have said? Her sisters visit. Or he is telling a lie. You won't say he are. Okay, because those words that are in the beginning might confuse. So just leave that out and see the noun which is nearest to the verb. Okay, try doing this. Solve it, take a few minutes to write. So write it and then we discuss. You can just write the correct answer, no need to copy the entire sentence. Karmanya, why is your video gone off? Off क्यों किया था?
I was attempting
What?
nothing.
Take the numbers also on this side. Because you next to where the answers are.
Yes, ma'am, finished.
Finished? Okay, good. That was quick. Yeah. Page 16, not yeah. Done? Okay. Okay. Adesh, are you done or you're doing still?
Just a minute.
Okay, do it. Let me know once you're done.
Ma'am,
Yeah. Check your answers. First is has. Second is, I'll read it so it's easier for you all to check. First has, second is, third tries, fourth looks, fifth are, sixth is, then are, eighth varies, ninth are, and 10th were. Karmanya, looks like you got everything correct, huh?
Yes.
Okay, good. Manya,
Ma'am, I want to talk about the third one. I wrote it try, not tries.
same ma'am.
okay. Same one. What about the others? Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Many. That one. Many a student.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Others you did correctly?
No, ma'am.
No? Who said no?
Ma'am, even I got the third one wrong.
Okay. Others? So one wrong.
Ma'am, I wrote many a student tries because student is singular and it indicates portion.
Which one?
I wrote tries because student is singular and many indicates portion.
Yes. Exactly. So it should be tries only. The others are correct, no? So yours, Aditya, yours were all right, which means. How many wrong?
Many a student means a lot of students, right? So I think we'll consider it plural. So then we'll use try only.
No. You have to use the singular form there. Tries. Many a student. So that's why you use try, the singular form. What about you, Prithad? How did you write? She's not well since she's talking also. I don't know how to do that. Okay. Same with me, ma'am. Okay. Okay, Preeta. Okay, try doing this now. Again, there are 10. Try solving these.
Am I finished?
Finished also. That's great. Done? Adeshi.
I'm done.
Done? Okay. Manya done?
Yes, ma'am.
So first one, the jury dash divided in their opinions. So
Were.
were. Were. Why not was? Not correct. Yes, correct. So who got this wrong? The jury were divided. Okay. There dash many exceptions to this rule. So there
Are.
are correct. Bread and butter dash my favorite breakfast. Is. Neither Ramesh nor his friends dash hurt.
Was.
Was. Oh. Neither
It will be were, right?
Ma'am, it'll be were, yes.
neither take singular.
Yes, were, because it's friends and not just friends.
You said that.
No. See your it was I also showed it to you in this PPT. Go to page number 5. Go to page number 5 and over there see the remember part. There are 3 things given there. Neither, either, each are singular. Words ending in one, body, thing are also singular. Collective noun is singular if the group acts as one unit. Plural if the members of the group act as individuals. Okay. So that also answers why we consider jury to be plural, because here they're acting as individuals. So neither Ramesh nor his
And
friends.
which page are you reading this from?
Sorry.
Which page are you reading this from?
I'm reading this from your IPM volume 1, page 5. Same page, no?
Okay, ma'am, got it.
So put a star over there and keep pay more attention to. Then slow and steady
Wins.
wins. No news
Yes.
Is.
Is.
is correct. There dash 60 students.
Are.
Are.
Mathematics dash my favorite
Is.
is. The poet and singer dash is there.
Is dead.
Is correct. He as well as his classmates
Are.
Are.
are correct. Okay, now we can move on. Where is mathematics? We'll solve exercises from the this now, the resource book. And there's this rules to remember also. So once we read the rules to remember, okay, there might be some kind of overlapping also happening. Yes.
In the sentence, neither and Ramesh and his friends, you had made us write in one of the rules that the verb in either or sentence agrees with the verb closest to it. Otherwise, the subject closest to it. So in this sentence, neither Ramesh nor his friends. The subject that is closest to the verb is his friends, which is plural. Shouldn't the verb be also plural?
Wait, let's check. Hold on.
In the PPT that you had, there was one rule that the verb in an either or sentence agrees with the subject closest to it.
Yes, that is there in this also. If you see the sixth rule there, correct. Neither he nor his sister was there.
So, but in this case, sister is singular, so was will be singular, right? But in
Was
this case,
correct.
but in the fourth question, neither Ramesh nor his friends. Ramesh is singular, but his friends are plural. So
Correct.
should agree to the
Yeah,
his
you're right there. You're right there. So what you do in that remember part over there, put a bracket and write depending on the subject nearest to the verb. Add that there.
So and the answer is were, right?
Yeah, it will be verb. It's verb. Correct. Hmm.
He as well as
Hmm.
that part.
Hmm.
If the inclusion as well as,
Hmm.
you ignore the as well as part.
And you see the first part. Hmm.
Should it not be he is working?
Which one?
Last one, that part. Should it not be he is working? Ignore the as well as part.
He as well as his classmates. Let us see a rule. The rule like that is mentioned there also.
I cannot find it, but
It was not there.
it was there in the
ठीक है इसमें it might be there in this rules to remember. Let us see this. Subjects and verbs must agree in number. This is a cornerstone. Rules to remember, page 7. Okay, guys. Then example given is the dog growls when he is angry, or the dogs growl when they are angry. Don't get confused with the words that come between the subject and the verb. They do not affect the agreement. The dog who is chewing on my jeans is usually very good. So here what are we talking about? We have to ignore the who is that part. Preposition phrases between the subject and the verb usually do not affect agreement. The colors of the rainbow. So of the rainbow you have to ignore. So the colors are beautiful. Fourth point. Karmanya, read the fourth point, fourth and fifth.
Subjects don't always come before verbs in questions. Make sure you accurately identify the subject before deciding on proper verb form to use. Does Jeff usually eat grass? What are the pieces of this puzzle?
Where are
Where are the pieces of this puzzle?
Then fifth.
Fifth one is if two subjects are joined by and, they typically require a plural verb form. The cow and the pig are jumping over the moon. The secretary and the principal are coming.
Hmm.
Here, the secretary and the principal are two different persons.
So this is clear because the is mentioned in both the places. So it means we are talking about two different people here. Then read the 6-7 point, Manya.
Ma'am, I don't have the book.
Okay, sorry. It should actually be sharing it with you. Wait a minute. Yeah. I will be coming offline from next week onwards. So, what's the page number?
7.
Okay, read Manya.
And which point am I supposed to read?
Sixth one, 6th and 7th.
Okay. The verb is singular if the two subjects separated by and refer to the same person or thing. Red beans and rice is my mom's favorite dish. The secretary and principal is coming. Here, the same person is secretary as well as principal.
Okay, Nishi. So when why are we saying the secretary and principal is coming and not are? Nishi?
Ma'am, because of this rule that we just read.
Sorry?
Ma'am, because of the rule, because singular subjects, like there's a singular verb in two subjects.
So in what case would it have been are over here?
If there was one subject and it was plural.
Right. If it was the secretary and the principal. So then it would mean that we are talking about not one person but two people. Next. So she read the 6th and 7th one, no? Nishi, you read 8th, 9th, 10th.
If the subjects are both singular and are connected by the words or, nor, neither, nor, either, or not only but also the verb is singular. Jessica Christian is to be blamed for the accident. Neither he nor I was there. The only time when the object of the preposition factor into the decision of plural or singular verb forms is when noun and pronoun subjects like some, half, none, more, all, etc. are followed by a prepositional phrase. In these sentences, the objects of the preposition determines the form of the verb. All of the chicken is gone. All of the chickens are gone. The singular verb form is usually used for units of measurements. 4 quarters of oil was required to get the car running.
11th. Continue with the 11th one.
If the subjects are both plural and are connected by the words or, nor, neither, nor, either, or, and not only but also the verb is plural. Dogs and cats are both available at the pond.
12th, 13th, 14th. Adesh, read.
If one subject is singular and one plural and the words are connected by the words nor, neither, nor, either, or, and not only but also, you use the verb form of the object the is nearest the that is nearest the
Yes.
either the bears or the lions have escaped from the zoo. Neither the lions nor the bears have
Lion.
escaped from the
Lion, it's a singular. Read again properly. Either the bears.
either the bears or the lion has escaped from the zoo. Neither the lion nor the bears have escaped from the zoo.
So we are taking the subject which is nearest to the verb. So in the first case, it was lion, singular, so lion has. And in the second case, it's bears, which is plural, so bears have. Next, third example, neither.
Neither the headmaster nor the assistant masters were present.
Next one,
Indefinite pronouns typically take singular verbs. Everybody wants to be loved.
this one. So indefinite pronoun is which one here in this case? Which is the indefinite pronoun?
Everybody.
Everybody, correct. Next, Karmanya, read 14, 15, 14, 15.
Except for the indefinites, few, many, several, both, all, some, that always take the plural form. Few were left alive after the flood. If two infinitives are separated by and, they take the plural form of the verb. To walk and to chew gum require great skill.
What are infinitives? Infinitive means basically 2 plus anything, 2 plus the verb. Okay, so to sing, to dance, to play, so these are infinitives. So when you have rule number 15 says if two infinitives are separated by and. So here you have to walk and to chew. These are the two infinitives. Okay, infinitives are non-finite verbs. So they will take the plural form. 16, 17, 18, someone from you all read it. Read aloud so even they can hear.
16. When gerunds are used as a subject of a sentence, they take the singular verb form of the verb, but when they are linked by and they take the plural form. Gerunds
But
are,
when they are linked by and, they take the plural.
gerunds are verbs ending with ing. They act like a noun. Standing in the water was a bad idea. Swimming in the ocean and playing drums are my hobbies.
Collective nouns like
Collective nouns like herd, senate, class, crowd, etc. usually take a singular verb form. The herd is stampeding. 18. Titles of books, movies, novels, etc. are treated as singular and take a singular verb. The Tourist is a movie starring Angelina Jolie.
this gerunds. What is a gerund?
Words ending
Words ending with ing and they function as nouns and they are non-finite words. Gerunds are even these infinitives, in fact, the ones that we spoke about here. So infinitives and gerunds, they are non-finite. Okay, which means they do not change with a change in tense, number, or person. Like, for example, if you take the sentence, what was the sentence here? Standing in the water was a bad idea. Standing in the water was a bad idea. Change the tense. If you change the tense, what will you say? You say if you want to write the present tense. Standing is a bad idea. Future tense. Standing in the water will be a bad idea. And past standing in the water was. So what is changing is this. What is not changing is this. So this is the non-finite verb and this is the finite verb. Non-finite does not change, finite changes. Okay, let's do the practice questions. You all can, those who have the textbooks can solve it there itself. So the first one, identify the correct sentences from the following pairs. A, the decision was made by the director wanting to organize the group in a more efficient way. The decision was made by the director who wanted to organize the group. So which is correct? B. B, correct.
B.
Who wanted, right. Second one, which is
B.
correct? B. Coaching can be difficult for people who have a hard time planning strategy. Right? The first one says that, so we cannot say that for people. Third, if one runs 5 miles every day, you will become fit. If you run 5 miles, you will become fit.
B.
Correct. Why B?
Is one should be used like if one minus every day, one will become there.
So it should have been one in both the places, which is not. Then fourth, the jury are convinced that John is guilty. The members of the jury are correct.
B.
Correct. Fifth, neither the teachers nor the students were present. Neither the teachers nor the students was present.
A.
Why A? Why A?
Because it agrees to the verb nearest to it,
Yeah, the subject nearest to.
the students.
Students, in the first one, students is the subject nearest. There are two. One is teacher and one is students. And which is the one nearest? Students. In the second one, they have given students was. So that is wrong. So A. Sixth one, the pair of black trousers is mine or the pair of black trousers are mine. A.
Is.
It's fine.
Correct. A. Choose the correct pronoun. One of the cashiers thinks that dash boss has been transferred. So
Her.
her. One of them. One of them. See what happens? Error of proximity because you saw cashiers. So you thought of there. So avoid that. Each of the candidates gave his or
His or
her
her.
or their his or her. Either my brother or my uncles will fail to purchase
There.
there. Okay. The captains of both the teams forgot the words of wisdom that
They are coaches.
their coaches. Why there? Right, we're talking about captains. Each of the daughters followed
Her.
her mother's footsteps.
And the fourth one, the subject is the captains or the captains of both teams.
The main thing that you have to see is captains.
The subject will be
Captains of teams. Climatic change, fill in the blanks with appropriate words. Climatic change dash one of the
Is one of the.
is one of the hotly contested debates. India and Antarctica dash were, correct? Why were? Past tense and why plural here?
Both India and Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yes. And Antarctica, correct. Were once a part of the same landmass. To visit Antarctica now dash to be a part of history.
Is.
Is to be a part of history. 90% of the Earth's total ice volumes dash stored there.
Is stored there.
Okay, is or
Was because it's
Was.
past.
yeah, we are talking about the
Right. Yeah.
past here. And Antarctica dash her simple ecosystem has. Antarctica has her simple ecosystem even now. Therefore, To study the earth, Antarctica dash the place.
Is.
Yes, because now we are talking about the present. Antarctica dash
Is
devoid.
devoid.
Is devoid. Devoid means what?
Lack of.
Containing.
What?
Not containing anything.
Not containing. Without any human mark. So devoid of. It dash no trees, buildings. Has. Then exercise 4. The majority of the applicants
Are.
Girl.
are. Neither of these two boys
Have.
have. Pair of shoes. A
Has.
pair of shoes. Has. What if it was my pair, my shoes?
Have.
Sorry?
Have been.
Have. Have. The quality of these apples
Is.
is error of proximity. So the quality of these apples. So what are we talking about? The quality. So the quality is not good or the quality are not good. The quality is not. So a black and white cow dash is. What if it, next one is there. A black and a white cow
Are.
are. Why the second one is are?
Two different
Because
cows.
a black and a white. 2 cows are there.
Yeah, so this refers to two animals. Okay. Now, 1 minute, I'll just. Okay. Okay, so once we are done with the class, just go through everything that's given in your resource book and probably if you've written anything. Okay. In case of doubts, we can clear them in the next class. So the next class we'll be doing the second session. Fine. अभी कुछ है clear करने को, कुछ doubts?
Ma'am, I had a doubt. In the sentence, every man and woman dash him. So like we have to use the verb support. So what will become? Support or supports?
Which one?
No, it's not in the book.
Ah,
Every man and woman dash. So support or supports? The
every man and woman supports him.
okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
Ma'am, physics and chemistry dash my preferred combination. Is or are?
Is.
Okay.
Because you're talking about one single combination.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else? Like we did those compound nouns examples, no? Dal and rice, idli and sambar. It's similar, bread and butter, similar to that. Okay, anything else? Shall we end class? Okay. Bye.